Good morning.
Good morning.
So, welcome to the first Sunday in October. And let's take a moment and greet one another as brothers and sisters in Christ in our, I call it our now reality rather than our new reality, because I hope we get back to some of the old reality. So within your household groups, feel free to hug and whatever. Everybody else will waving. We're waving. So now you all get to sit down. Lots going on, I tell you. So today is World Communion Sunday, which traditionally is also the Sunday where we take one of our quarterly special offerings within the United Church of Christ, Neighbors in Need. And in the back there, where did they end up?
In the collection plate.
In the collection plate, there's some Neighbors in Need offering envelopes. Like I say, it's one of our quarterly offerings that allows the United Church of Christ to be where it needs to be and do what we feel we need to do in different situations in the world. So please consider giving to that offering. Let's see. Still have upper rooms back there. Take them, please. And Faith, Hope, and Hilarity. We're looking at this as a book study, maybe to start later on this month. We'll get past Lord's Acre Days, come up for air, and then make a decision about this. There's 2 more copies of this sitting on the front pew. If you'd like to take a copy and peruse it and see if it's something that you think you'd be interested in. Operation Christmas Child, as you can tell, is alive and well, and I see another whole box up here. I don't know if it's full or empty. I don't know. Tis a mystery. Yes. So please be bringing in items for that. Packing day is November 8th. So you've got about a month to be bringing in those items. And if you have a question, now what exactly are we supposed to bring in? Or maybe more importantly, don't bring. Those lists are up here, right behind the baptismal font, you know. So feel free to grab one of those if you need some direction there. Lord's Acre Days, how did Squash and Potato Day go?
We were done an hour ahead of time.
Wow. You barely had, you didn't even need to bring a snack.
But we did.
Oh, but you did. Well, of course. We feed you. That's one of our mantras here, and all that can mean.
I found squash in my hair yesterday afternoon. I get into my room.
There was a food fight?
Just me and the mixer.
Yes, yeah. And nobody got that on their phone video? I mean, come on, that could have been a $10,000 fundraiser for the church. Oh, gosh. I tell you. You know? Well, and as I tell people, you know, fundraisers, the first 3 letters of fundraiser is fun. And if you do it right, it is fun. It is fun. So, flyers, do we have any extras? Do we know if somebody says, ooh, I could put that somewhere, or, you know, just make sure you're aware of the schedule, and most everybody should have gotten their committee assignments, and if you haven't, I suspect if you talk to some folk today, just say, hey, So, schedules here, and as you can see, some people are already bringing in some of the gift baskets. I think Linda's putting together one, but it wasn't ready to go today, so I didn't bring it. I'll bring it Saturday. So make sure you've got that on your calendar, spread the word, tell everybody about it.
I will be posting that on my Facebook page again and on Golden, so if everybody would like to share that and
Right.
just kind of spread it.
And I will, when I put up today's worship, I will also put it up. So share, put it out there. You know people that she doesn't know, I don't know. Just get it out there so as many people see it as possible. Please, please, please. And then Lita handed me this morning, a local farmer from Coggin, Scott Crowley, has been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And they are starting a benefit for him. They're entitling it, Help Us Fill Scott's Truck. And what they're asking for specifically is donations of grain to fill the truck for Scott to sell and then pay for some of his treatments. If you'd like to schedule a pickup, there's a phone number here. Also donations, cash donations accepted at Citizen State Bank, all their locations. I will put this flyer up here by the Faithful Conholarity book so that if you want to jot down the phone number to call and get additional information, you can do that. Those are all the announcements I have today. Anything else need to be mentioned for the good of the order going on? Birthdays or anniversaries?
If Larry gets here, his birthday is this week.
Really?
Yeah.
59 again, right?
Right.
Yeah. Linda had her Beatle birthday on Friday. That means she turned 64. So we'll give Larry grief. Well, when you get his age, you just, speaking of the devil. Is the birthday boy with you?
No, we didn't have any water this morning at the lower farm where we milk. So he had to go meet with the well person.
Heck of a way to spend your birthday, huh?
Right, he may be here, but...
Okay. We already decided he's 59 again, so we hope that's close. Any other birthdays, anniversaries, announcements?
He turned 51 this week.
Yeah, see, I tried to have that conversation with him earlier, and he just kind of blew me off. He was trying, no, it was an anniversary. No, birthday? No. It's like fine wine, my friend, 51, That's a good age. Let's see, I'm almost 66. Do I remember 51? Yeah, I do. Yeah. All right, well, so our music today, last week we heard from Jim Manley, and with it being World Communion Sunday and Neighbors in Need, and we're going to talk about that four-letter word in the church, money. Well, five. And Jim has some really good songs, so we get a double dose of Jim Manley, so I hope you enjoy him.
Teach me
So as we come to our time of prayer, obviously we keep Scott Crowley in our thoughts and prayers. And if anybody had any doubt that COVID wasn't a equal opportunity virus when it reaches the first family of our United States, even as much as we try to protect our elected officials, COVID really doesn't care who you are, where you are. So I would ask that we continue to keep our nation in our thoughts and prayers, our world in our thoughts and prayers, and offer special prayers, especially today for our president and his wife and others within their close circle that have been impacted. And of course, you know, with all that going on and the racial tensions, and we're a month out from elections, and we know things get a little tense around them too, remember to breathe. Just remember to breathe. I mentioned last week that a friend of mine from college days, theater days, Pete Ramon, had died from complications after heart surgery. They live streamed his mass from Phoenix this week. And his wife, in talking with a bunch of our theater cronies, it's pretty much decided that travel, because a lot of people have moved away from the greater Phoenix area, it looks like our reunion or our celebration of life for Pete is going to be a reunion, as it is now called, which actually it feels right for Pete, because he was one of the tech nerds. You know, he was the guy on the light board and the soundboard. So the fact that his celebration of life amongst his theater cronies is going to be a tech gathering. So it looks like I won't be making a quick trip to Phoenix, and that's just fine with me. And I got word from my clergy friend that some of you met during the book study, Dixie Laube. She has been invited to candidate for the position of the two little churches in Osage, and I forget the other place. And that will be 2 Sundays hence. So I'll try to remind you on the 18th when we get together that Dixie will be preaching, and it's good that she found a place to land. And even though after a very trying time in the church she's left, she really thought she needed to go into chaplaincy work. She was just pretty much tired of the church and getting beat up by it. And I feel good about the fact that, you know, the Spirit intervened and basically said, no, we just need to find you a church that is caring for its pastor. And I think she's found that place. But I wish her well in serving 2 different churches. I did that for 5.5 years, and about at Dixie's age, come to think of it. So, other prayer concerns, joys, people we should be aware of as we come. Yes.
So we did find out a confirmation that my mom does have colon cancer, and this week I've got a COVID test to take her to in Cedar Rapids, and then I have her pre-op appointment in Cedar Rapids, and then surgery is scheduled for Friday, and it looks like it will be a very difficult surgery due to her having some previous surgery on her stomach. So
that's this coming Friday, which would be the 10th.
Yep. So any prayers would be greatly needed.
Okay. And that's going to be at CR at which hospital?
St. Luke's.
Okay. All right. Others?
Kathy Smith, who worked for the Delaware County Leader for a lot of years and did a lot of our ads, raised and take kids, grew up a neighbor to Nancy and Larry and Custer, passed away rather unexpectedly at the beginning of the month. So her family needs some prayers.
So Kathy Smith unexpectedly passed away. Any idea how old she was? Guesstimate?
72, 73, somewhere in there. She and her husband are both and a good neighbor. Yeah.
Okay. And boy, I remember when I was in my 30s and 40s, I thought 70 was ancient. Now I hear somebody in their early 70s passing, and I think, ooh, young. Ooh, too young. Others. All right, well then let's be very good. Creator God creating still. It is good on this brisk October Sunday fall morning to gather in this sanctuary, this church home away from home with our church family. And where it seems like just a few weeks ago we were thinking, hey, is that air conditioning working? Boy, it's warm in here. Now we're glad it's a little warm. It feels good. Kind of a symbol maybe of the warmth of your love in our life that sometimes we kind of forget about because life can be full of so many distractions. We have our own concerns. We have family members with health concerns. We hear of friends that are experiencing sorrow at unexpected death. We hear of our nation's leader becoming ill with a virus that we've all been trying to figure out how do we best fight this thing. And whenever we pick up the paper, we see so many things going on in this world that we just know in our heart of hearts is not what you would want for us, for your people. For from the very beginning, you gave us this glorious creation for us to enjoy. And yet we see so much that is not about enjoyment these days. It's about tension. It's about uncertainty. And so we come here to be reminded that indeed, no matter where we find ourselves in our journey, no matter what our struggles, that you are there with us, strengthening us, encouraging us, whether it is we're struggling in body or mind or spirit, you are there for us. Help us to remember that. And if we see others that seem to have forgotten that, help us to remind them as well. For indeed, we are told, with you all things are possible. And for that we are grateful. And now in a moment of quiet, we would each bring before you those special prayer concerns that we feel most deeply in our own hearts and minds this day. And don't worry about that little one. That is what we call child song. And then with our heads bowed, let us join together as in one heart and voice in the prayer of our Lord, praying together, saying, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power,